it going, everybody? I hope you're all having a great Monday, or if it's Monday when you're watching this video, I guess it might not be Monday. But if it is Monday, I hope everybody's having a good one. Today, or this week, what I want you to be working on has to do with quality. And so I'm going to talk for a short amount of time about quality in construction. So this week, I'm going to make it pretty simple, talk to you about a couple of basic things, and then I'm going to give you an assignment. And this is an assignment that you're required to do to meet the learning objectives of this class. And I'll explain that assignment just a little bit. But first, I want to go through this with you. And so what you see here is a diagram that you may have seen before, because I talk about it quite a bit, because I think it's important to understand for the construction process. And it's the time, cost, quality diagram. And what this diagram is telling you is that all three of these ideas or these things in construction are related. And you can't affect one without affecting the other two. So to explain that in just a little bit more detail, you can't affect time without affecting cost and quality. So if your construction project starts to fall behind schedule, so it starts to affect time, what do you do to bring it back to schedule? Well, you start maybe paying for overtime or paying for more crews on your site. Paying, that's the idea. It's costing more. And what happens when you start working overtime? Well, people get tired, and it starts to affect their quality of the work that they're doing on the job. All right, so looking at another one of these three, cost. If you start going over budget on your job, one thing you might try to do is decrease the amount of time on the job so that you save money on general conditions. So in doing that, you may have to stack trades on top of each other to get them going faster. That is ultimately going to affect quality. And when we talk about affecting quality, we talk about doing better work, which takes longer, or we start talking about putting in better materials, which cost more money. All of these things are interrelated on the job. And so in talking about quality, we're ultimately talking about cost and time on a job site too. So I want you to know, as we talk about quality, that all of these things are interrelated. In construction, let's talk about the definition of quality. And so Webster says that quality is a degree of excellence. A degree of excellence. So that's the official definition of quality in Merriam-Webster. So I picture it on this excellence scale. Like we've got most excellent over here, and we've got somewhat excellent over here. And, you know, our degree of excellence is somewhere in the middle of those things. Well, I guess that kind of makes sense, like the whole Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure degree of excellence thing. But I don't think it makes sense for construction. So our definition is of quality in construction is defined as conformance to standards and specifications. So we have plans on our job, we have specifications on our job, and if we build our job per those plans and per those specifications, we should meet the quality standards of the job. Should is the most important word there, because there's plenty of times that I've built a job where I've built it to the plans and to the specifications, and the owner walked in and said, "What is this?" It didn't meet their expectations. Their expectations were somewhere different. And so in construction, we really have to think about our customer. And we have to think about their expectations. So more importantly in construction, we talk about quality as meeting or exceeding the customer's expectations. Really, really important if we want to be successful in construction, is to meet or exceed our customers' expectations. That's going to make them happy. That's going to Tell them that that's a quality project. And so it's a mindset thing. So in construction, we need to have a quality mindset. And that's in comparison to a quantity mindset. So quantity mindset would be, how many of these can we produce as fast as possible so that we can make the most money? Quality mindset is, how can we make our customer happy by producing something that's quality, which is meeting or exceeding their expectations, so that they will come back and buy more buildings from us, so that we can create that repeat customer scenario. And so quality is important, and it's really important for the superintendent. Why is it important for the superintendent? You see my face right there? Why is it important for the superintendent? It's important for the superintendent because the superintendent is the first line of defense. Okay, we've got project managers, we've got everybody else on these jobs that are important, but the superintendent is the first line of defense when it comes to quality. They're the ones that are going to be out there making sure the right materials go in, and that they go in the right way, and that the owner likes them. Okay, so this is an extremely important concept for the superintendent to know. Not just the other folks on the project, but for the superintendent specifically. Now, how do companies do this? They do it with a quality management plan. Okay, quality management plan can consist of a lot of things, but it's a plan of the contractor to provide quality work in every phase of the project. Okay, so this can be checklists, this can be all sorts of things that a company does in order to create a quality project. Now, lean construction comes into this, and next week I'm going to talk to you more about lean construction and the role the superintendent plays in lean construction. And that's why we're starting with quality right now. But lean construction comes into this plan of quality. And so there's it emphasizes quality assurance and quality controls. So the difference between quality assurance and quality controls, let's talk about that real quick. Because quality assurance is your plan. How do you plan to meet the quality standards on the job? And then quality control is, what are you doing about it? So your inspections, your testing, and everything you're needing to do to fix anything that's wrong. Okay, so anything where the rubber meets the road, like third-party testing, coming in and checking things out. Commissioning would be part of this, making sure that things actually work when they're done. Your startup plan for all of your systems, that's going to be part of this. Any type of testings and inspection, air balancing, all of that is going to be part of quality control. So the assurance is the plan to achieve the quality, and your control is, how are you meeting those quality standards on the job? What inspections are you doing? All of that. Okay, so that's the big difference. Now, what I'm going to have you do, this is where the assignment piece comes into this, is I'm going to have you write a quality control checklist. I need you to create a quality control checklist. You're going to write this. There's a great example on page 296 in your book, but I've also scanned that page and put it into the folder. Your quality control checklist is going to be 2 pages long. And it says each member of your company needs to write one of these. But since you guys aren't in companies anymore, really, then you're going to be able to choose which one you want. You can do electrical fixtures, underground utilities, including water, sewer, gas, and electrical, glass and glazing, doors, frames, and hardware, or metal framing, including drywall, tape, and texture. So to put one of these things together, you need to know what's required. So you're going to have to do a little bit of research. I've put in the spec sections for these into the assignment so that you can go through the specifications, because a lot of the items in the specifications are where you get your checklist from. So your submittals will be part of that. Making sure that they submit the things that need to be submitted is part of your quality control checklist. But then also on the job. So if you're inspecting drywall, what do you need to inspect to make sure that it's installed correctly and to the quality that's laid out in the plans and in the specifications? Okay, so you're gonna have to do a little bit of research on this, and you're gonna have to read through those specifications that I put into the assignment. So make sure you look at those. So you can choose whichever one of these 5 that you want and write the quality control checklist from that. It's 2 pages long. That's going to be your assignment for this week. So if you have any questions about any of this, please email me, call me, whatever you want to do. And I am more than willing to answer any of your questions that you have. Hopefully that's clear enough. Quality is important on a construction site. Quality is important for a superintendent. And so do this assignment and turn it in by Monday. And I'll look forward to hearing from you guys if you have any questions. And if not, I'll be talking to you later.